Greetings everyone. I hope you're well and enjoying a great day. My name is Donovan. Welcome to Burnout and Brake Stuff. In today's Chrysler product variety video, we are going to cover some of the oddball, weird things that I've bought over the years. And in this particular instance, it's a 16 plug aluminum Chrysler Hemi head from the Direct Connection Performance Products catalog. Part number is 3614433. It's not from memory. I'm reading it right from here, and there's a white book from Galen Govier from, I believe he's in Wisconsin. I'm referencing this Ram Chargers book because of Bob Mullen. We'll find out as we go along. I purchased these heads from eBay. I believe these are quite possibly some of the rarest, most rare, second generation Chrysler Hemi heads on the planet. I believe there's an opportunity here where they were stolen from Sox Martin. This is a July of '78 Superstock magazine. By this time, Sox Martin, Buddy Martin and Ronnie Sox parted company with their race program and then joined together. At some point in time, Ronnie's shop was broken into by thieves and his parts were stolen. Supposedly. It's covered in this particular magazine. This is a special parts catalog from April 15th of 1976. However, I believe these cylinder heads are prior to '76. What's interesting to me about these cylinder heads, I purchased them from eBay, and I wondered how someone could go to the Pomona swap meet in California and buy, cylinder heads from Sox Martin. It's right here. There, it's stamped Sox Martin right on here. And these factory race program people like Sox Martin or Richard Petty, they were required by the factory to destroy all of their parts. Richard Petty buried his stuff in his backyard at Level Cross, North Carolina. Is that where he? I don't know. Anyway, so when I saw these heads for sale, and the advertisement said they were unported, and when I saw Mullen and Company, okay, so the person selling these heads, they bought them from the Pomona swap meet. I've had them for a decade. They're right here on the box. Bought them 25 April 14th. They were sent to me more than a decade ago, okay? They were advertised on eBay as unported. And when I saw in the images Mullen and Company, I knew they were ported because Bob Mullen was an original Ram Charger. Back in the high and mighty days. It's all written in this book right here. So Bob Mullen left Chrysler, for his reasons, and he opened a head porting service like, what was it, RHS or Airflow Research? You know, he was a subsidiary. He learned what made Chrysler cylinder heads work, I would really thoroughly enjoy a set of Westlake D6. You know, they had a tunnel port. They had the D6 Westlake heads had a, and they were porting. You know, when I worked at Arts Auto Parts in the '80s, and I worked with Chuck Willard, Wham. He opened a machine shop all on his own, Wham. Willard Automotive Machine. And he used to port small block Chevy heads with a tunnel port, an arched port. Anyway, so I believe these are quite possibly some of the single most rarest Chrysler second generation aluminum Hemi heads on the planet. They have 16 plugs, and I'm looking to build an altered wheelbase 64 Plymouth. I want to call it Super Commando as opposed to original Ram Charger and the Super Commando, the Commandos, Golden Commandos. I really enjoy the white, red, and black color schemes as opposed to the white and gold. Golden Commandos, to me, okay, that's fine. They were a second place to Tom Hoover and Jim Thornton and the Ram Chargers. And there's no disrespect to them. I greatly appreciate all the Chrysler engineers who stood up against management and were willing to risk their careers for the company and to show that Chrysler could lay down, Chrysler was this clandestine group of engineers was willing to lay down whoop ass against the Genmoco and the Fomoco people at the time, and that's what I'm willing to show you. I have a few rare NOS Chrysler parts for this channel, and I'm going to sell off, you know, get to the next caretaker, a 1977 Ram Charger SE with 440, and one of 749 1973 Roadrunners. You know, big block 4-speed car, the way Roadrunners came in 1968. The little cartoon character with Warner Brothers. I believe the last year one could purchase a big block 4-speed Roadrunner was 1973. By 1974, if a person wanted a big block 4-speed car, it was still a 400. I don't know how many of them they made in 74. Anyway, there's one over here in the shop. It needs to go to the next caretaker. With that money, I will pay my bills and build the next vehicle. With the Ram Charger and all of its factory paperwork, it will go to the next caretaker, and I will pay my bills and build the next vehicle. In the upcoming weeks, I'm looking to go to Wildcat Auto Wreckers here in Oregon and purchase, you know, potentially purchase some type of early A body. And I want to build an altered wheelbase car like Sox Martin did in '66. Sox Martin was a Ford contracted builder in 1964. They had a Comet, I believe, with a 427, a 7-liter and a 4-speed. Prior to Sox Martin's involvement with Ford, they raced a General Motors product, you know. Drag racing with factory available automobiles, I believe, was started with Pontiacs. You know, I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of the impression I have with the things that I've read. So I hope that you follow along. I apologize if this is a long-winded video, but it's been a minute since I have communicated with YouTube and the outside world with automotive content. Thanks for stopping by. I wish everyone a wonderful day. That's what's most important, is enjoying the day, no matter how difficult it can be for one to find their happiness. Please find your happiness. That's what's most important. What's my saying? Find happiness or die trying. Okay, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm out.